Hi, this is Winona with Sewing and Alterations. I'm asked on a daily basis what my costs are for hems when it comes to formal wear. Unfortunately, there's not just a standard one size, one cost for all gowns. So I'm going to show you the differences in these hems, the difference in the work and the details, and I only can quote price for what I do here. I cannot say that it's the same price range for everyone, no matter where you go. Boutiques are going to be different in their costs, as well as independent seamstress, as well as just shops and locals versus states versus corporate companies. Your prices are going to range huge depending on where you're going, depending on who's doing your sewing, depending on the skill level as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you just a basic foundation of what the cost can be and what it is that we're looking at that determines the cost. So let's get started. I have here a little short, flirty, fun gown. As you see, it's full. It's got several layers. This one looks like it has 2, 3, possibly 4 layers. What we are looking at as seamstress on these is the type of work we're going to have to do. Look at this one. You see that? It's a real fun, flirty hem. Let me get one layer of this. This is one layer. As you see, that does not straighten out. This is what we call a lettuce hem, or I think I've heard it referred to as a scalloped hem from other seamstresses as well. This is a special technique. This is not something that's just zip right across the machine and you're done. This takes a lot of patience. And it's a technique. So if a person wants to retain this hem and the hem only can be done from the bottom, then that is going to be a factor in your cost as well. So all your layers, the type of hem. Okay, here's this one. Let me show you another one. I've got this formal wear here. And as you see, it's not exactly a real full gown. Usually these styles are used for evening wear. But let me show you the hem on this one. In order to keep the structure of the bottom of these gowns, oftentimes there is a foundation put inside called a horsehair braid. This one's going to be kind of hard to see because it's black on black, but there is a plastic, nylon, polyester type material that's in here that keeps this stiff. As you can see how it's doing, you can see a little bit of it right there. These come in different colors. I mostly use white for what I use, ivories. I don't really need the color ones, but this particular one did come with a color. So this is called a horsehair braid. This again is another technique that is completely different type of hemming. So we need to know that information as well when we ask what type of hem. So this is one type of hem. It's called a horsehair braid, a nylon hem. I've heard it named a few different things, but I call it a horsehair or a nylon hem. All right, here's this one. This one did not have as many layers either, so we do factor that in as well. All right, we've got a simple little evening dress here, a little casual wear. This has no lining. It also is a stretch garment. We have to determine all that. We have to determine what type of fabric, what type of hem. This hem is a very standard hem. This is going to be your most economical hem. It's not going to cost as much as this formal wear that has all these layers and different styles. So this is your most economical. This particular hem is a serged hem with stretched fabric. No lining, no layers. So we need to know that information as well when we're asking details on what type of hem you have. Then you have another evening wear here. As you see, it's not full. This only has like 3 layers. Most of us, we determine cost by how many layers as well as what type. But when we ask you how many layers, that's just to give you a foundation of what it is that you're going to be working with and cost. This particular gown is a chiffon. You see how you see through it? I just love chiffons. Let's see if you can see. It's gonna be hard to see this on the camera. This actually is just a thin chiffon and a little hem that's on it. It looks like a little rolled hem, or is this a serged hem? This came from the manufacturer, so I have not even did the alterations. Wow, this is actually a serged hem. So it's a good thing this is being hemmed because it's gonna look more professional by the time I'm finished with it. So we have a chiffon layer. We also have the lining, which is a polyester stretch. And as you see, that's a serged hem. Serged just means you see the raw edges. And it's a technique. So, and it's double stitched. So we need to know that. That's gonna, again, it's gonna determine what type of sewing that we're doing. Then you have the ball style gowns. This one I'm not gonna be able to take out. There's too many layers in it. So I'm gonna do my best to show from there. This is a ball gown. It has many layers. I think it had 9 layers in it, and I've seen them have many more layers than that. This particular gown has 9 layers in it. It has horsehair braiding as well as a rolled hem that's going to be needed for the lining part, and it has the tulle layers. So there are 3 different hems that are being done on this one gown. So we need to know that as well, because that's where your cost starts changing. When it comes to your bridal wear, you are dealing with several layers, so that is very common to have a few different type hems that's going to be needed for one gown. We as seamstress, we do need to know that. This is why we ask a lot of times just to see the gown. For myself, I'm fine with a picture. If you send me a picture, that seems to save a lot of time and a lot of travel and a lot of expense. If I can see a picture, that can kind of give you a ballpark before we schedule an appointment and you come by and me take a look at it. Let's take a look at another gown. Okay, we have a bride's gown here. It also has several layers. On this particular gown, let's see if I can get it over here. Look at this beautiful hem. It's a scalloped hem with lace. This is going to be one of your most expensive hems. All of this lace has to come off, and it's done by hand, as well as it comes back on, and that's done by hand. Underneath it, you're going to see you also have the horsehair braid. So even on this one layer, you have 2 different techniques. Actually, it's going to be 3 because you got your handwork to include. So there's a lot of detail and a lot of work that goes into these gowns. And that's just one layer. Then you have your tulle layers that's underneath this. These are all your thin layers that gives a lot of the fluff. Then you have your satin, and in it is a whole different technique because it's lined as well without any break in the hemline, and it has horsehair braid in it. Let me see if I can get this up better. This is a different technique altogether as well. So that's another type of hem on one gown. And then underneath that, you're going to have another layer that's right up against her skin. And that's the standard rolled hem. So as you see, just from this basic overview of hems and the types of hems and the different styles depending on the gown type you're going with, there is many factors to consider, to calculate, into the cost. So I do recommend you working closely with your seamstress, communicating with her. And remember that none of these are simple hems, as we get often told whenever we're in the conversation before we actually see the gown. There's no such thing as a simple hem when it comes to this formal wear. I do recommend finding a good seamstress that you can trust. find you a seamstress that will communicate with you effectively, whether that means she says she can do the hem or she cannot. So do some shopping around. We're not offended whenever you go and check around, but do remember that if you're cutting corners cost-wise, the chances are you're cutting corners quality-wise as well. So look for a professional. If you can't find a professional, I recommend spending plenty of time shopping for the gown and giving plenty of time before you actually will need alterations. Maybe perhaps you have to use the on-site seamstress if there's one provided in their facility. So again, I hope this helped you. My name is Winona. I'm with Sewing and Alterations. If you need any professional bridal services or advice, please reach out to us. Thank you. Bye.